guys, welcome to CF's Virtual Egg Hunt. We are so excited to have you here today, and we have a little bit of announcements before we get started. The very first thing I want to talk to you guys about, inside of your bag, you will find this card, and on it, it says all of the information that I'm going to tell you guys, so your parents can find all of that after this video. But the first thing, every Sunday morning we have Kids Church, and it's over Zoom, and it's awesome. It's made specifically for you guys, and it happens while we are having the grown-up service at the same time. So this one starts around 11:15, and we begin our lesson at 11:30, and we're over usually by 12. And that's just a lot of fun. We join in with you guys. We have lots of kids hop on, and it's awesome. And the second thing that we have planned, we actually have a Lego Zoom that meets on Wednesdays, and that is at 5 p.m. We meet from 5 to 6, and we just hang out. We play with our Legos, and we learn a little bit about Jesus. At the end, we have a fun science devotional, which is really awesome. And yeah, so those are my announcements. So now we're going to get started. The very first thing that I want to show you guys, the kit, okay? So in here, this is your kit. You guys picked it up at the church, and we have a bag that you guys can color, which is really awesome. I know you guys have some crayons and some markers at home, so you can do that with that. So your parents have little eggs that they're going to be hiding in the, wherever in the house or maybe in the backyard, and you will have fun doing that. Also inside, we have our craft for later. So make sure that your parents pulled that out for you guys before they start hiding the eggs, otherwise you won't have it. But yeah, so let's begin. So the first thing we have a story. Are we ready? Yeah? Awesome. The Garden, the Curtain, and the Cross. Written by Carl Laferton. Illustrated by Catalina Echeverri. This is the true story of why Jesus died and rose again. A very long time ago, right here in this world, there was a garden. In the garden, everything was wonderful. The world was full of laughing and playing and smiling and fun. There was nothing bad ever. There was no one sad ever. And best of all, God was there. He had made it all. He was in charge of it all. And He loved it all. Hello, Adam. Hello, Eve. People could see God and speak to God and just enjoy being with God. Eve, God's here. He wants to walk with us again. How cool is that? Yay, I bet it's going to be even more amazing than yesterday. It was wonderful to live with God. But then, one day, the people did a terrible thing. They decided they didn't want to do what God said. They decided they wanted a world without God in charge. God calls this sin. Sin spoils things. So sin has no place in God's wonderful garden. God said to the people, "You can't live with me in my garden anymore." So He sent them outside. To show the people that they had to stay outside, God put some warrior angels in front of the garden. The angels were like a big keep out sign. Now things were sometimes bad, and people were sometimes sad. But people still kept sinning because they didn't want God to be in charge. So no one could come into God's wonderful place. God said, "Because of your sin, you can't come in." God wanted people to remember it is wonderful to live with Him, but because of your sin, you can't come in. So he told the people to build a special building called his temple, where he would live. In the middle of the temple was the most wonderful place in the world, the place where God was, with nothing bad and nothing sad. It was very exciting. But then God told people to put a big curtain around this wonderful place. The curtain had pictures of warrior angels in it. It was a big keep out sign. For hundreds of years, the temple curtain reminded people that God said, "It is wonderful to live with him, but because of your sin, you can't come in." Babies became grown-ups and had babies. And those babies became grown-ups and had babies. And those babies became grown-ups and had babies. Hundreds of summers and winters passed by, and the keep-out curtain stayed in the temple. Then one day, God the Son came to live in this world as a person. He was called Jesus. Jesus always did what God said. Jesus never sinned. And Jesus visited the temple where the keep-out curtain hung. Jesus knew that things were sometimes bad and sometimes sad. Jesus said that God had sent him to open the way back to God's wonderful place, where there would be nothing bad and no one sad. But people still didn't want to let God be in charge. So they decided to put Jesus on a cross to die. It was the most bad thing that had ever happened. It was the most sad day of all time. But Jesus had a plan. He had always planned to die on the cross. What a strange plan! Why would God's Son plan to die? On the cross, Jesus took our sin. All the bad things that we do and all the sad things they cause. Jesus took them all from us. And when he did, something amazing, astonishing, astounding happened. The curtain tore. God had ripped up the keep-out sign. God's wonderful place is open again. Because Jesus died, we can go in. After Jesus died, his friends put him in a tomb. They were very sad. For 2 days, nothing happened. Then the next morning, Jesus' friends went to see his body in the tomb. He's not here! It wasn't there! A little later on, Jesus' friends were all together, and suddenly Jesus was there, alive. Suddenly his friends weren't sad. Now they were so happy. God had brought Jesus back to life so that he could live in God's wonderful place forever. And Jesus has sent everyone an invitation to come and live with him there too. He tells us, God says, it is wonderful to live with him. Because of your sin, you can't come in, but I died on the cross to take your sin. So all my friends can now come in. We can live with God forever. There will be nothing bad and no one sad. Come on in, friends. We will see God and speak to God and just enjoy being with God, just as He planned. It will be wonderful to live with Him, and it's all because of Jesus. We will say every day, "Thank you, King Jesus. You're amazing." And you can start saying that today. All right, guys, now it is time for our craft. So again, in your bag, you had a couple of things that we pulled out before, right? So we have our craft cross. So you needed this out of the bottom of the bag. And then inside, you either have a popsicle stick or one of these sticks, and you will be using that to draw on your cross. And underneath, as you scratch, you will reveal a really fun, gorgeous rainbow color underneath. So whatever you design, it'll be rainbow and it'll be really cool. So let's get started with that, okay, guys? All right, guys, it is just about time for us to begin our actual egg hunt. Are you guys excited? Because I am. All right, so what we are going to do, we're gonna have a 10-second countdown, and I need you guys to yell your countdown with me, okay? Yes? All right. So first, thank you for coming. We had so much fun, right? All right, are we ready? Are you ready for our countdown, yes?